Good morning everyone, this is Tiffany again from Tiffy Butter. Welcome back to my channel. So this video, yes, this is the preview video on all of my junk journals for today's new release. I will be listing them right now and publish them at 6 p.m. PST tonight. So total we have 9 journals. I will try to make this video go faster. I don't want you to sit there like my last video again. So let's get started. They all have different covers and different insert, different ephemera. So I hope you enjoy this video. Yeah, let's get started from the right. Okay, so this one goes first. Am I in the center? Yes. Okay, so this one, I try to make each of my journal has one theme. So this one is like kind of like flower, flora, and fabric theme. So on the cover we have 4 different small square fabric that all sewn on. And here is a tag. You can write your names or a date. And here is a garment pin. And here is a little tag. So in the pocket, so here actually is a pocket. You can put whatever you like. But currently I have a vintage leather from 1934. In here for you is it's a real vintage leather. So let's let you guys know. Okay, so open it up. It has a pocket right here. It's all sewn with silk ribbon. And here's a tag. It has some vintage ephemera. So here is a peekaboo pocket. I have this what is it called? Like playing card or something. Sweet at the back is noted. And then also it has some silk ribbon again. And then I have a map paper, and then another vintage leather, and then here is a vintage book page, and here is a pocket. Inside the pocket we have a huge shipping tag, and here is another pocket as well. It's a tuck spot. It's a tuck spot. I guess it's just some seed pattern bag, just beauty rose. And here is just vintage book page, casing paper, floor plan paper, sheet music, dot paper, vintage paper again about horse. And here is another peekaboo pocket, and here is here's a tuck spot. Then here's another pocket. We have a bingo card in here. More pages, lots of rooms to journal, ledger, vintage paper. Here is a clip, not a clip, just a bookmark. So you can journal in here. And then in the center is an envelope. Inside the envelope I have a vintage photo of these 4 ladies, and have a teeny tiny notebooks with some extra pages, some music paper. So then yeah, it's all sewn on the edge. Another garment pen. This page is from the nature book that I really like, The Country Diary of an Edwardian Lady. Then more rooms to journal. Here's another tuck spot. I just tucked a vintage printout in here. Is a postcard at the back, some pattern paper, some ephemera, tracing paper, and a fold out. The other side of the pocket. So in this pocket I actually put another envelope, or I didn't glue it down because I think you can put some your photos in here, or you can journal in here in case you don't want it to be an envelope. So I just leave it like this. If you want it to be an envelope, you just need to glue it down, and that's it. So yeah, it's really up to you. So I just leave it open. More vintage paper, another tuck spot, and some vintage lace, and this is from a vintage envelope. So that's the back. This is this one. I will name this one every of my junk journals on my Etsy, but I just haven't named them yet. This one has this beautiful fabric cover that I really like. Different colors as well, so kind of merged together. Just very pretty cover. Okay, next one. So next one is the one, I guess this is the one that I filmed with you guys. I make this journal in my previous video, so I'm just gonna do another flip through again. This is the final look. Of course, I will add more ephemera before I ship it out. If you are the one who gets this one, you will have more ephemera than what you've seen in this video. So yeah, on the cover, 2 different fabric, and this very old card with this 2 ladies and a baby girl. And then when you open it up, this is a very old postcard from 1919. I guess I mentioned it in my video. And this is just a big shipping tag with those maps on. And then here is a pocket. This is such a journal spaces. You can just write things down in here. So it's just a journal paper fold out. And then here is a pocket with some ephemera and silk ribbon. And here is the photo from Tim Hortons. And here's a pocket. I just put 2 cards in here. They're all aged. Here's one pocket, here's another one, and here's a third one. I put a little grammar pen in here, music sheet, chasing paper, another paper, lots of place to journal again. And here's another vintage postcard with this little chicken. It's very it's adorable. This one is from 1911, so even older. This one is over 100 years old, so please take good care of it. And here is the fabric with some silk ribbon, more vintage pages. So if you are wondering why I put vintage pages here, it's just because if you want to journal, the writing is the best background. So you can journal at those blank spaces, and then you can put a photo here, you can put any ephemera here. So those words are just the best background. You don't have to decorate your background anymore. That's why I like to include a lot of vintage pages in here as well. So this is ledger, and more vintage pages. Here is a tuck spot. You can tuck it in here, you can tuck it in here at the back. And then some pattern paper, that's the center. And here is a teeny tiny little notebook again, just with different papers. Just tuck it in here. Then here's the fold out with the little bookmark. More vintage page. More journaling spaces, and here is an envelope, and I just tuck it in here. Here is a tuck spot actually. I think you guys remember. You remember. More journal spaces, chasing paper, sheet music, and here's another tuck spot. I put a vintage letter in here, a real one, and that's the back. I just really like how it collaged together all the different colors and so colorful, and I don't know, it will just look good in your Midori Travelers notebook. And then here's the third one. This one is about leather, so I just name it leather. So it's a leather cover, a leather style cover at least. I'll just open it up for you. And in the corner, I just put some real vintage stamps along with some tea dye chasing paper. So when you open it up, here's a big huge pocket because it's a leather. So I just put the envelope theme pocket in here at the front, and then I have some ephemera in here, tuck it at the back. And here is just a little paper with, this one is, I cut it from a vintage leather, is the jazz, I believe. Yeah, I just kind of aged it a little bit, some fabric at the back. Then here's the pattern paper. Here's another photo booth photo from Tim Hortons. Here's the corner pocket. I put some ephemera in here as well. Another fabric, vintage page, ledger, chasing paper, lot of place to journal, and here's another pocket with another tuck spot. Here is a real leather with envelope. Pattern paper is a map, so maybe you can, you know where you're gonna send your letter. And here is just an envelope. I just tuck it in here. More spaces to journal, music paper, some silk ribbon, some ephemera in the corner. And here is just the corner pockets. I just put, again, those teeny tiny little notebooks in here with etch up paper, chasing paper, ledger. And here is the tuck spot. I just put some ephemera in here. There's two tuck spots, actually, two tuck spots. I think I should sit down. I'm getting tired. Here is a peekaboo pocket. I just put an ephemera, and this is some silk ribbon. So that's the back. That's this leather one. I just really like the theme color, kind of like bluish and you know, some purples and pinks and things like that. Okay, this is the fourth one. Oh, this one's kind of chunky. I wonder why. Okay, so on the cover, it has this fabric, and this is just a journal cards. And actually, you can use this fabric, and here on the top, it's just a place that you can write on your name or a date. Again, I just attached some ephemera in here. Put it at the back. Oh, kind of hard. So here it is a garment pin, and this is another vintage postcard. And here is just a big shipping tag with the silk ribbon, and here's some more silk ribbon. And here's just a smaller pocket. I put some little ephemera in here. Here is another pocket, and here is another pocket. So in total you have 3 pockets. I mean 2 pockets and a tuck spot. And then here is a matte paper. At the back, another vintage postcard. Another big pocket. Inside the pocket, I put a real vintage leather. And here is a tuck spot. Some white silk ribbon. Some bookmark. Vintage leather. And here is just tuck spot. You can tuck it in here at the back. You can tuck it in here. Chasing paper. Some floor plan paper. Vintage page. Dot paper. Ledger. Sheet music. And here is center. Here is another ephemera. I put it in here. Here's the fold out. So in the fold out, you have a peekaboo pocket and some silk ribbon. At the back, it's a small fabric, ledger paper, vintage paper. So this one is actually a big book about horse, and the paper is just so smooth and so thin. It's delicate. And more vintage page, another tuck spot. I just attached the photo booth photo from Tim Hortons at the back. Another fold out. Just love how they transfer. And in this pocket, I have another little notebooks for you guys. And at the back, I have a little writing paper thing, and here actually is a pocket. I attached some vintage fabric on top of another fabric. Just very pretty. Okay, that's the back. This one is kind of like I don't know what is it called. What's the theme about this one? What's the theme? I have to name every of my junk journal like a unique name, so I have to think about it. So this one actually is the last one that I make, but yeah, here you go. On the cover, it has the vintage page, and here is some botanical cards that I don't understand what they're saying, because I guess it's all English. I don't even know the modern English, so I don't know the old version of it. I'm sorry. And then at the corner, it just has some chasing paper. So when you open it up, okay, did I out of frame? Okay, anyway, so when you open it up, another vintage postcard. This one is from 1912. I mean, you can, I'm not sure if you can see it from the back, but actually you don't, but I just checked every of my postcard and they are really old. And it's a shipping tag, and here is just a Peekaboo pocket. I just put a little ephemera in here, and then the pattern paper. I love this pattern paper, just love it. Just the photo booth photo from Tim Hortons again, and then the back is the pocket, and I put some pages and silk ribbon and lace at the bottom, and here is just a postcard ephemera, and here is some fabric, and here is a cutout from a deer book. I just found it very lovely. It's like a family, so I just put it in here. Another silk ribbon bookmark, more ephemera, and a print pattern paper. This one is kind of like winkly. So yeah, just want to let you guys know. And then more dot paper, sheet music, vintage page, chasing paper, a doily. This is the last one that I have, so yeah, I put it in here. Some other paper, journal spaces. On here is another Peekaboo pocket, and here is a tuck spot. Another fabric. Here is another pocket, and this is some silk ribbon. I love this. I love this pattern paper so much. I have to give you a closer look. I just love this one so much. Look at the birds and plants, and I love the color too. Okay, so move on. Here is another envelope. It's an envelope. Yeah, it's an envelope made from a vintage page. Another bookmark, chasing paper, doily, sheet music, fold out. Here is the corner pocket with some ribbon and a garment pin, and here I attached a vintage letter for you. I love this one. I don't know. Another tuck spot. Here's some butterfly, and at the back is a fabric pocket, and inside the fabric pocket I have another teeny tiny notebooks for you and a little ephemera. So there's this one. Oh, I love this one actually. I really like this one. I will make a Sam one maybe. Okay, so this is the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so the 6th one. So on the cover, it has a big chunk pocket and with this vintage page as a background, some garment pen, and inside the pocket I have a tag actually. And then when you open it up, here is another very old postcard. I make it as a pocket. And then here is a fabric pocket with some chasing paper ruffle, and I just put a little ephemera here. Pattern paper with some paper ruffle, and at the back is a pocket with some silk ribbon, and inside the pocket of course is an envelope. Okay, open. I will fix it later. And here's a tuck spot. On top of the tuck spot, it has this old vintage leather. I just cut out the jazz. Just put it in here. I thought it's pretty. And there's a little flower, another fabric. The back is another fabric. Okay. Sheet music, some more pattern paper, another photo booth photo, ledger paper, some vintage pages, some tuck spot with some ephemera, another pattern paper printout. Look at this, it's just so interesting. I could never ever make the same pattern or same marking on paper, never ever again. So this one's unique. Love it. More journal spaces, and at the back is a pocket with some silk ribbon, and this is another garment pen, and inside the pocket I have a little notebook for you, ready to journal. Some vintage pages and ledger and lots of writing spaces, sheet music, another bookmark on top. That's the back of the flower page, and here is a double pocket. So here is one pocket, at the back is another pocket with another vintage postcard. This one is from, oh, they don't have the dates, they don't have the stamp on it. I don't know why. Okay, I believe it's from 20s, according to, you know, the style. I think it's from 20s or 40s, I don't know. Corner pocket with a little ephemera, and here's the back with this Victorian die cut paper. Just tuck it in here. I think it's cute. So this is this one. Okay, 3 more to go. Have you found your favorite one yet? Do you know which one you're gonna get? Make sure you go to the right one. Okay, this is the corner pockets. I have a ephemera in here, and here's a peekaboo pocket with some silk ribbon, and I put a little ephemera in here, all sewn. Pattern paper with some ruffle, and inside this pocket I have little cutout from vintage book and a little notebook for you. More pattern paper, roses pattern paper, another tuck spot, vintage page, some stamping, photo booth photo, lot of place to journal, ledger paper, another corner pocket, sheet music, another pattern paper, chasing paper, another ephemera with some fabric, floor plan paper, got it from my fiance's mother, some paper to journal, a fold out, here's actually it's a tuck spot, But I guess I glue it too hard. So stiff now, so stiff. Chasing paper, another bookmark. Sheet music. Here is a little teeny tiny writing spot. And then here is a tuck spot. Can tuck it in here, you can tie it back. It's another vintage old postcard. Somehow they don't have the steps. I don't know which era they're from. Some ledger, another stamping, some more fabric, journal spaces. The other side of the tag, I have this little fabric pocket. I attached a little simply plain card in here. So that's the back of this one. Okay, counting. So this is another one with this vintage old cover on top, two different fabric, little garment pen. When you open it up, it's this little beautiful blue pocket. I put a large shipping tag in here. You can see from the back all the sewing, lots of sewings going on in here. All of my journals and the fabric. At the back is a pocket. I put a little ephemera in here. More ephemera. This one is from the Victorian die cut thing. Here's a pocket. I put a vintage, I guess this is a photo. And here is a pocket as well. Pen and paper, ledger, vintage page. Here is a peekaboo pocket. You can tuck something in here, but it's not really, I didn't do it for that. It's not a tuck spot, but you can still tuck something small in here. More writing spaces, some ephemera, the photo booth photo. Did I attach two in here? No, right? I don't think so. Okay. So this is a new one. I'm getting messed up. My brain's getting messed up. Some silk ribbon in this pocket. I attached this old little birthday greeting card. Okay, this one is from 1911. Definitely over 100 years old. Vintage page, journal spaces, and another pocket with some vintage clouds. Chasing paper, sheet music, chasing paper, another tuck spot says summer, another playing card says life. A lot of place to journal. A photo with the bookmark. So this is the other side of the pocket. I have little notebooks for you guys. And here is another pocket as well. So that's this one. Beautiful cover, eh? Beautiful. Okay, finally. Oh, I need to eat something. This is the last one. So on the cover, it has this little tracing paper ruffle. And this is the pocket actually. I put a vintage postcard in here. Doesn't have date again. So I just assume it is from 20s. Or even 10s. Who knows? A tuck spot on top. This one is a little special. It doesn't come with the pocket, but it does have a tuck spot because you can use the front pocket, right? And here is more pockets. This one is the fabric pocket, and this one is paper pocket. I put some stamps in here. Pen and paper, vintage page. Here is another big pocket with a shipping tag. Another tuck spot in here. Some ribbon, silk ribbon. Ledger, vintage page, pen and paper. And a corner pocket with some ephemera. Here is just a flower page. Pen and paper, photo booth photo. Vintage page, tons of place to journal, chic music, tracing paper, and here is a real vintage letter, and I attach it here. In the center comes with an envelope, and I just put a little photo in here. A fold out. Sheet music. Journal spaces, and here's another vintage photo of these two beautiful ladies, and here is a tuck spot. Another bookmark on the ledger paper, and here is the pocket. In the big pocket I put some ephemera. In the fabric pocket I just put this little notebooks again to you guys, some silk ribbon. Okay, that's it. Some ephemera in here, some pattern paper. That's all of it, you guys. Oh my god, so hungry. Okay, so again, I will be listing them tonight at 6 p.m. PST. I mean, if you are from other country or other time zone that you couldn't get one of my journals, just make sure you send me a message on Etsy or my Instagram. I will list all my information down below so I can make a custom order for you guys. Yes, I do accept custom orders. If you missed out some notebooks that you like, or if you just don't have the time to buy this time, don't have the money to buy this time, and I can make a custom order for you. The price is really depends on how much details you want me to put in the journals. So yeah, shoot me a message. So that's it. Those notebooks are done. I will put more ephemera here, I promise, along with each notebooks. And yeah, that's it. Thank you so much for watching this video. I will see you guys soon. Bye bye.